Hi, today we're going to make my 3-hour rustic bread. Now if you're using one of my dough kits or bread kits, okay, basically all you're going to do is pour all the flour into a bowl. If you're going to do this from scratch using your own flour, whatever, okay, use my recipe online at foodfantastic.com. What I did is I took the flour and I pushed it up against the sides here. Okay, to start with. And then I got 1 1/4 cups or 300 milliliters of warm water. And I just take it out of the tap, that's all. I'm going to pour it right into the center there. And now I'm just going to take the dough with my fingers and spread it like this. And yes, this is going to get very sticky. This is an 80% hydration loaf. And see how I just grab it like this and I squeeze it through my hand. Squeeze it through my fingers. That's all we're going to do to mix it. And this is all we do for mixing. Now you'll notice I have quite a bit of dough on my hands. So, let me get one of my plastic scrapers here, which I should have ready, but I didn't. And now we just scrape the dough from my hand like that. And this doesn't have to be perfect. This is enough dough for one loaf of bread. And if you're off by a few grams, that's okay. That's good right there. No big globs. And if you don't have a plastic scraper, use something else. Now we're going to take this dough and we're going to put it in the oven with the light on. Okay, and we're going to let it rest for 20 minutes. We'll be back in 20 minutes. Okay, our first 20 minutes is over with. And let's see what it looks like. There we go. And even after the first 20 minutes, you can see how the dough has changed. So what we're going to do, let me turn on the water. And I'm going to wet both hands. Take the dough out. And now we're stretching and folding it, just like this. That's all we're doing. Just stretch it. Stretch it. Fold it. And now you feel the dough is getting tighter. When the dough gets too tight to stretch, you know you're done with your first session here. See, look, nice clean hands. Okay, we're going to cover it up. And we're going to set the timer for another 20 minutes. We're back. Turn the water on. Let's take a look. Get that little pop. And it looks like our dough is growing. I'm going to wet my hands. Get it away from the sides of the bowl here. And once again, we're just going to, and see how it's getting looser again. Hands again. By the way, this is our second of 3 stretch and folds. Basically what this does is it stretches the strands of gluten. See how tight it is now? And that's it. Look, bubbles are starting to form already. I wet my hands one more time, only so I can wet the top of the loaf, just like that. See? Set it back in there. Okay, we're going to cover it up. We'll be back in another 20 minutes. Okay, we're back for our final stretch and fold. Let's see if it pops. Ooh. Okay, let me wet my hands. And you can see the dough itself is just about doubled. Pretty close. Ooh, it's nice and soft and fluffy. Okay, so let's take it out. We're going to fold it. Fold it. Let me whip my hands one more time. If I pulled it enough, you'd actually be able to see the strands of gluten. Okay, I want to fold it. I want to cover the top because the top is going to become our bottom for our loaf. So what I want to do is I want to fold it like this. Just cupping the bottom. See how smooth the top is now? Okay, now we're going to set that back in the bowl. And in another 20 minutes, we'll be back to shape it and get it ready to bake. We're all finished with our stretch and folding. Ooh. As you can see, the dough is at least doubled. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, now we're going to just shape a loaf and put it in our pan. A regular loaf pan here. I like using the coconut oil. Don't ask me why. And our pan is ready. Okay, the top is going to be the bottom, and then it's going to be the top again. So we're going to put a little bit of flour on the top. Okay, and now we want to remove the dough from the sides like this. Let's flour our board generously. And now we're just going to flip this over and let it come out, just like that. A lot of people think shaping a loaf of bread, okay, is a difficult project. It is not. The one thing you want to do is make sure you have a little bit of flour on your hands, just like that. Okay, now all we're going to do is we're going to take the top of the loaf, like this, and fold it about halfway. Now we're going to take the bottom of the loaf and fold it over the top, just like that. Now we're going to take this and we're going to squeeze the sides like that. Now we're going to tuck it in. And this is probably the most difficult part that a lot of people don't understand. Again, this was our bottom, now it's our top. And what we want to do is we want to form a skin on it. And so we're just turning it around and cupping it under like this. You can see the bubbles that are forming. Just go ahead and squeeze those bubbles. And it's ready for going in our pan. Drop it in there. Don't be gentle here. Just push it up along the sides like that. More bubbles. Get rid of those little bubbles. Bubble, bubble, bubble. And now I'm gonna wet a. I use these dish towels. They're made out of flour sacks, so supposedly, well, at least that's what they're called. And I just wet it down. And now we're just gonna put it over the top like this. That's all you need. I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna put it in the oven here in a minute and clean up. We'll be back when it's time to stick it in the oven. I think I forgot to mention that we will let the dough rise until it's pushing up about maybe ½ inch or an inch above the edge of the pan. Shouldn't take too long, about 20 minutes, but this is a good time to go ahead and set your oven. Okay, we want to start our bake 450 degrees. And that's it. See you in a little bit. Okay, our dough has risen. Now there's a reason why I didn't say how long to let it rise, because every kitchen is different. Here in my kitchen it's about 77 degrees with the oven on. But as you can see, it's over the top of the pan. Okay, it's ready to go. So we're going to put it in the oven now, and it's going to go in for 25 minutes.